Hi guys, today we're going to be cooking Danish pastries. Okay, so what we've done is we've washed our hands and taken all our jewellery off and we're ready to cook. Next thing we need to do is make sure we've got all the ingredients. So in this recipe you're going to need a sheet of puff pastry, 4 apricot halves, some apricot jam, custard powder, 1/4 cup of milk, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and then 1 tablespoon of sugar extra. Okay, so we've got that ready to go. Okay, so we're going to start then by making our custard. Okay, we do that by mixing in the custard powder into a small saucepan. Make sure all that's in there. Then we're going to put 2 teaspoons of sugar. So it's not the 1 tablespoon, it's the 2 teaspoons going in there with your 1/4 cup of milk. Okay, if you're doing this at home, you could probably make a little bit more. Okay, I'd do probably 8, 12 Danishes, so you could either double or triple this recipe. So what you're going to do, just mix all that together until it is all that custard powder is actually dissolved. Okay, once you've got all that custard powder dissolved, you're ready to put this onto the stove top and thicken it up. So why is it called a Danish pastry? Main reason is they're very popular in Denmark. Okay, but they didn't actually originate in Denmark. Back in 1850, Denmark were going through a baker's strike. Okay, so they got bakers from elsewhere around Europe, primarily from Vienna in Austria. So they came over and they started cooking some of their traditional Austrian pastries, one of which was a Danish, or what we now call a Danish. Okay, so that's where it originated. It then became very popular in Denmark, so now we just call them a Danish. Okay, now we're ready to do the custard. So to make the custard, all we need to do is keep it stirring, okay, and allow it to thicken. So what's going to happen there is the starch molecules in the corn flour that are in the custard powder are going to start absorbing all that liquid, and that'll cause the custard to thicken. Okay, so this is called gelatinization. Okay, when the starch molecules absorb that water and thicken the mixture. Okay, see, it doesn't take very long at all. And see, now the mixture is actually starting to get nice and thick. Okay, only 1 or 2 minutes, really, and it is thick. Don't take it too far. So once it's nice and thick, what we're going to do is take it off the heat and allow it to cool. Okay, that custard needs to be cool before we actually put it into our Danish. So you can see now, okay, that custard is actually nice and thick now, and we just need to wait now until that cools down. So we're going to leave it here. We're going to go back and prepare the rest of the Danish. We've allowed that custard to cool now, and we're ready to assemble our Danishes ready to go into the oven. So the first thing we need to do is cut our pastry into 4. Okay, so what you want are 3 squares, like so. Okay, now each of these squares is going to become a Danish. Alright, so to prepare our Danishes, we first get some custard. Okay, put that in the middle. Okay, a little bit more. Put that in the middle. Then we get some jam. Now what you want is that you want about 1/4 of each. Okay, 1/4 of the custard, 1/4 of the jam, because you're going to be making 4 Danishes. So once we've done that, we grab our apricot on one side, grab your apricot, another apricot half, and put it on the other. Now, just simply pull that one across and that across to make our Danish. All right, so then we use some of the liquid, which is some of the juice from the apricots, and we brush the Danish. Okay, then all we've got to do is sprinkle a little bit of that sugar, the tablespoon of sugar we had extra, that goes on top of the Danish. And then we're ready to bake. All you do is repeat that process and they're ready to go into the oven for approximately 20 minutes or until they're golden brown. Okay guys, Danishes have now been in the oven for about 20 minutes. They're nice and golden brown. So just to finish them off, what we're going to do is dust them with a bit of icing sugar. Now that's optional, you don't have to do that, but I always like to do that. So there we have it, Danish pastries.